Okay.
Some of the scholarships are awarded based on race and ethnicity. And what about those who do not fit those categories and who lack the financial resources to go to school? How would they?
There are scholarships based on many different things. So if you were to go online and do a fast web scholarship search, you can choose the criteria. So there are scholarships available for people based on faith, on ethnicity, on GPA. Sometimes students get scholarships through where their parents work or their religious organization. You know, I think that there's multiple, both local and national scholarships, but not everyone taps into it and takes the time to really research that.
Right.
So part of it, it's kind of like a full-time job researching scholarships and to really recognize what's out there. You know, there's also, for some students, work study is a nice option, but not everyone really understands what that is. So it's knowing really what the possibilities are to try and help support or finance your education. So I'd say, you know, there is, you know, it's not so much out of balance that there's only money for students of color to go to college. There's money for a variety of people doing a variety of things. It's just really accessing and knowing what resources is really critical and to fill out the FAFSA. So you know what your options are.
I just have another quick question about scholarships. Do you specifically support one type of scholarship more than the others? Like, I know there are some people that disagree with scholarships based on certain races because some people that have enough money to go to college are getting some you know, there's always, I don't know, there's some disagreement. Do you
I'll give you the fast answer.
Okay.
I absolutely do not feel that any particular cultural-based group is getting more scholarships or that it's not fair. You know, we are not at a point in our society where there's equal access. We are not anywhere near where we hopefully will be someday, but it's not an equal playing field. Men still make more money than women. Caucasian/white people make more money than people of color do. It's just we're so far away from being equal, and white privilege is a part of our everyday life. And so the answer is no.
Okay. Okay,
my short answer. You hit a chord in that one for me.
And then we are on to, okay, students, I can take this then. Okay, do you want me to, we could switch places?
Yeah. Come on over. I don't want to be the only one on camera. Or on Apple. I should say.
Well, my individual subtopic is on tutoring itself. And just one question. Do you feel that providing tutoring for low-income students would jumpstart higher learning?
Higher learning in terms of, you know, I think maybe this is part of what I was talking about before. If a child is not reading at grade level, it impacts their ability to learn everything. And so really, a lot of the funding and resources and tutoring efforts are going into the pre-K through third grade so that we can create better opportunities. Right now, actually in Minnesota, there's 15,000 children that are not reading at third grade level that are at risk to drop out because of that. So it's pretty huge, and it's across the state, and it's across cultures, and can be across income certainly, but I would say that it has already impacted it and will continue to unless we figure out how to do this differently. So tutoring is important, it's one piece of it.
Okay. So how then do you think the funding for such tutoring programs should be garnered? Is it the responsibility of state governments, or do you feel more community involvement is necessary?
I would say that if everyone doesn't work collaboratively on this, we're in big trouble. You know, the community in terms of businesses are supporting it. We have places like United Way and Target and Cargill. There's many, many places where you can get grants to help you create a tutor program or to continue a tutor program. you know, the Department of Education has a stake in this. I mean, you don't want tutoring just to happen. You need to have tutors working in collaboration with the Department of Education. So, you know, we understand, you know, what is the, let's say, reading program in the Minneapolis Public Schools, and how do we support it and not get in the way of it? Because if they're learning a certain way and we as a tutor walk in and do something totally different, we could disrupt that learning. So we have to work collaboratively, and people need to talk to each other. I don't know that we're really there yet. I think some people are there, and I've seen a lot of work coming out of St. Paul Education Foundation to create standards to look at across the Twin Cities. So I think people know and they get it, but I think there's a lot of conversation that still needs to happen moving forward. So.
Okay, so then so equal on both parts, so communication is still pretty necessary.
You know, I think we're all responsible. I just think if we leave it up to one group, then it's not gonna happen. I think everybody has to agree that investing in literacy can create a whole different future for children. So I just feel like it's everybody's responsibility, community, businesses, schools, to work together to figure this out.
And that actually kind of ties into my last question.
Oh, okay.
So tutoring programs aren't really available in all communities, because many people argue that the benefits don't outweigh the costs financially. Do you believe are the consequences of not providing such programs?
You know, it's interesting. All the sites that we serve, and that any of the America Reads actually programs serve, it doesn't cost them anything to have a tutor. So we're free. We have 110 tutors that go out to tutor, and it doesn't cost anyone anything. The America Reads funds our program and pays the work study. So people can have tutors for free. The thing that I would worry most about is not, I don't think that's so much an issue. For oftentimes it's getting tutors to sites, working collaboratively with the school and understanding what their reading programs are, trying to figure out how to best access the children who need it, whether it's a during the day kind of program or an after school program. So you know, the cost to operate the program, there's certainly a cost for us to operate a tutor program, and we get grants for that. But our actual sites, it doesn't cost them anything. So it's kind of an interesting thing when you think about that. So really the barriers, I think, is what maybe you're asking. What are the barriers to being able to provide that? Oftentimes it's location. Having, you know, trained people that can do quality tutoring is huge. The consistency is really important. And I think to work in alignment with the schools, I mean, that can be the biggest barriers for us that I've seen.
Okay. Well.
Any questions for us at all? I don't think. I think we're all done then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Thank you so much.
for being with us.
Sure.